Real Madrid prepare for Operation Mbappe. Will Jorginho stay or go? Danny Ings is in demand. PSV are set to lose two big names and a transfer roundup, all coming up on today's OneFootball Daily News. As I'm your host, Angelina Kelly, let's get into it. So first up, and according to Goal, Real Madrid are focusing their attention on Operation Mbappe by freeing up some funds with Operation Exit. There's a lot of operations going on here at Real Madrid. So as we all know, they are very much interested in bringing Kylian Mbappe to the club. But in order to do this, they believe that they are going to have to free up a little bit more money by getting a few players to potentially depart. Now, the thing with Real Madrid recently is that we've not seen them make any massive Galactico signings since Eden Hazard back in 2019. They've really been tightening the belt, and this is something that they want to continue doing. But regarding getting players to depart from the club, they may struggle because quite a few actually don't want to leave. You've got the likes of Isco, Gareth Bale, Mariano Diaz, who are all quite high earners at the club. Diaz does have a contract until 2023, but for Isco and Gareth Bale, their contracts do run out in 2022, and it seems like they are going to stay put until those contracts do expire. Then you have the likes of Rafael Varane, who has been linked with a move to Manchester United. That would definitely free up some money. Of course, then there is Dani Ceballos, who has stated that he definitely doesn't want to leave and actually wants to fight for his place at the club. And then there is Alvaro Odriozola, who doesn't seem to be departing because he's on quite a decent wage packet of over €3 million, and I doubt he's going to get that anywhere else. So like I say, quite a few players quite reluctant to leave, and this could be a bit of a problem for Real Madrid. However, regarding Mbappe, Real Madrid are hoping that this will kind of be a long drawn out transfer saga, very much Sancho-esque. And what this means is that it may actually be August by the time that PSG decide what is going on with Mbappe, when they actually set a price tag. And by this point, Real Madrid are hoping that they will have been able to have pushed a few players towards the exit door, and then Florentino Perez can go in with an offer. However, there are a lot of variables with this one. Even Sergio Ramos has been getting involved in the conversation. He, of course, is at PSG now and has said that he would love Mbappe to stay, but also said that he should move to Real Madrid at some point. So he's kind of sitting on the fence there, I think. But definitely, like I say, a lot of variables with this one, and it will be interesting to see if Real Madrid do actually get Mbappe. So next up, when you have had a brilliant Euro 2020 tournament, you've had some great performances, your nation has then gone on to actually win the tournament, you're bound to have a few transfer rumours floating around about you, and this is what has happened with Chelsea's Jorginho. So according to Goal, his agent has been quite vocal of the fact that a few clubs are interested in the player, particularly Juventus. Now, of course, Jorginho has already played in Serie A, and I think he would be a good fit for Juventus. They do have a few players in that midfield already, but with players like Aaron Ramsey being linked with the move away, there is definitely space for him, and he is such a talented player like we saw for Italy in the Euros. However, I just don't think I can see him leaving Stamford Bridge. At the end of the day, he does still have 2 years left on his contracts, which his agent has stated he will honour, providing no major clubs come forward with some solid offers for the player. And also, you know, they've just won the Champions League. They will definitely be competing for the Premier League as well. It seems like Jorginho is going to be in Thomas Tuchel's plans for the new season, so I don't really know why he would need to leave. So next up, and we have been talking about Manchester City on the Daily News for a while now, about Antoine Griezmann, Erling Haaland, Harry Kane. Are they going to sign any of these players? And now there is a fresh report that there's another striker that they're looking at, and it's Danny Ings. As we've spoken about before, apart from this alleged £100 million bid that Manchester City put in for Harry Kane, they're not the type of club to make massive money signings, so a player like Ings could definitely be an option. Of course, they're looking for an experienced striker to replace Sergio Aguero. Now, I don't think he's necessarily going to replace Sergio Aguero, but regarding goals, he could definitely make up the numbers. Of course, in the 2019-2020 season, Danny Ings managed 25 goals. It dipped to 13 last season, but it's still double figures, and for Pep Guardiola, he could be a really good addition to the side. And with a price tag of €20 million, it's definitely the cheaper option. However, Manchester City are not the only club that are interested, as Tottenham Hotspur, according to the Telegraph, are also interested in the player. Now, according to the report, Nuno Espirito Santo, who is of course Spurs' new manager, has stated that he would like to bring Ings into the club. Now, don't worry, this isn't a replacement for Harry Kane, Spurs fans, because let's face it, how could you replace him? It does seem more and more likely that Kane will actually be staying at Spurs, according to recent reports. However, Nuno's idea is that Ings and Kane would actually link up together as a front two, or perhaps be an understudy to Kane. For 28-year-old Ings, he has 1 year left on his contract at St Mary's. He has reportedly been offered a new deal, which he has rejected, and said that he wants to move to a top 6 Premier League club. And I think that both clubs would be really lucky to have him, as I do think he is a really good player. However, for Tottenham, whether they get get him or not, they're still making really good moves in the transfer window, as according to some reports that have come out today, they are set to sign a defender in Sevilla's Jules Koundé. Next up, and PSV could be facing a massive double blow as they look set to lose two big players in Donyell Malen and Denzel Dumfries. So starting with Malen, and he has been fantastic for PSV. He started his youth career with the likes of Ajax and Arsenal, but since he's been at PSV last season, he managed 27 goals and 10 assists. And this was definitely one of the reasons why he was included in the Netherlands national side for Euro 2020. Now, he has been linked with a move to Liverpool as Jurgen Klopp allegedly wants to enhance the forwards that he has, bring a little bit more depth to that area of the pitch. And Malen was definitely seen as a good option as he can play as a centre forward but also on the wings. However, it doesn't seem like Liverpool will be the team that get him, as actually it seems like Borussia Dortmund have put in a bid for the player. Meanwhile, looking at Dumfries, and he is actually linked with a move to Everton. Now, no disrespect to Everton, but I was expecting that some bigger clubs would have come forward for him. Apparently Inter Milan were interested, but they were a little bit scared off by the price tag, which is about 20 million euros, which doesn't seem that much to me, considering what a great player he is. And Inter Milan are now allegedly focusing their attention to Hector Bellerin. Now, despite the Netherlands, of course, exiting from Euro 2020 pretty early on, Dumfries was without a doubt one of the standout players for the Netherlands. And he proved that he's not just a great defender, but he can also score a good goal or two as well, which will definitely come in handy for Everton. Looking at the club, and they are in dire need of somebody in that area of the pitch in the defence, as of course they have Seamus Coleman, but he's 33 and nowhere near has the same amount of power going forward that he used to have. For PSV, unfortunately, this is simply something that happens when you have two amazing players and so many different clubs interested. It will be a shame for them to lose the two players, but it will be very exciting to see how they both perform in the Bundesliga and the Premier League should they make those moves. And now we have our transfer roundup. This is where I take a look at some of the other news and transfers going on in the footballing world. And first up, as Manchester United fans eagerly wait for the official Jadon Sancho announcement, it's looking like Marcus Rashford could be having 2 months out of action as he is set to have surgery on a shoulder injury. West Ham are reportedly in talks with PSG about signing goalkeeper Alphonse Areola. Now, PSG would like to have it as a sale, West Ham would prefer it as a loan, which definitely makes sense regarding PSG, as of course it seems like any moment now we will be getting an official announcement that Gigi Donnarumma has joined the club. Rennes winger Jeremy Doku has allegedly caught the attention of Real Madrid, Liverpool and Bayern Munich after his impressive run at Euro 2020 with Belgium. And finally, Chelsea have reportedly agreed a fee with Manchester United for the signing of Lauren James. So that's it for today's OneFootball Daily News. As always, check out all the other content that we've got here, and until next time, I will see you all later.